As I reflect on Robert Clinton's book, once again, The Making of a Leader, and the 6 phases that he outlines, phase 1, the sovereign foundation; phase 2, the inner life growth; phase 3, the ministry maturing; phase 4, life maturing; 5, convergence; and then finally 6, the afterglow or celebration. I would consider myself primarily falling right now in that third phase, the ministry maturing phase, as well as secondarily in that phase 4, in the life maturing phase. In this third phase of ministry maturing, Clinton writes, as potential leaders move into ministry, God develops his leadership abilities by taking him through 4 stages. He identifies these 4 stages as entry, training, relational learning, and discernment. As I look at where I am personally, I feel like God is really developing me in the area of relational training, this third stage and this third phase that Clinton identifies. Recently, I've had a difficult time finding significance in ministry. Often I felt like I'm just going through the motions. Part of this has to do with a ministry conflict that I've had to deal with in the past year. Ironically enough, Satan, of course, uses conflict as a way to discourage us. And personally, he has brought into question my current ministry role and has brought doubts into my own life. However, through all that, and despite that, I recognize that in the midst of these conflicts, that God is also enabling me to relate to people in ways that motivate and influence them. That third stage in that ministry maturing phase, relational learning. God continues to open doors for me to reach out into my community, to reach members, neighbors, community members, and leaders, and to establish relationships with them that I never imagined possible before. As well as being in the ministry maturing phase, I also feel like I am in the life maturing phase, that phase 4 that Clinton identifies. Clinton says, throughout a leader's life, God works to deepen character as well as to develop ministry skills. He goes on to say, mature ministry flows from a mature character. I feel like right now in my life, God is really maturing me as a person. He is stretching me and He's challenging my relationship with Him. After nearly 8 years of marriage, my relationship with my wife is soaring to new heights. My role as a father to my 2 daughters has taught me life lessons that no amount of reading or no amount of intake of knowledge could have ever taught me. Clinton writes, from God's perspective, what He does to move us forward in this upward development pattern is essential. He has a long-term goal in mind. I recognize that God is using life as it comes my way to develop me as a person, as a leader. I think the biggest changes that have taken place in my spiritual maturity or the stage placement this semester as a result of our self-awareness journey has been in the phase of life maturity. God has revealed to me things about myself, my strengths and my weaknesses that have worked to continue to develop me as a person. Psalm 119:71 says that it was good for me to be afflicted so that I might learn your decrees. This semester, I've really felt like I've been afflicted. The conflict of ministry, as a result of that, many relational struggles and stresses, some ministry discouragements, they've caused me to really question whether or not I'm really where God wants me. And they've really afflicted my life and my thought patterns. I've been really forced to re-examine my motives for ministry and where it is I find my purpose. Does my purpose come from the people I minister to, or is it in the God that I serve? It's my heart's cry that as I continue to develop in life and in ministry, as a leader, a father, a husband, a friend, that always I seek first to honor God and to know that my call is not to please everybody, but rather it's to obey God's call in my life. It's to seek to honor Him first first and foremost.